Alright, y'all. What the fuck is buzzing, cousins? What's cracking? It's your boy Mr. Sitcho and the Vippo.
Ain't shit to it but the doula, dog. You feel me?
And always for surely, yes sir.
Yeah, Zersky.
You feel me? Hey, Sitcho back in a vip. Look at us. We back in the vip though, dog. This Keith Lee video just ruined their lives. Oh, Keith Lee did a video on the Tendernism, nigga. It's a lot going on. Moneybag Yo tried to kill Finesse 2 times on camera. Trap Lord, okay, we're gonna say that for watch later. That's intense right there. I'm not ready for that watch yet. Damn. It's so many people vlog now, you don't know what to watch. We finna watch this Poetic Flacco window. It's 15 minutes.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform. Describe what you want.
These influencers are panicking after going from the internet's favorites to the internet most hated. And they're at a risk currently of losing everything they've ever worked for in the last decade after getting in the crosshair of Keith Lee today. There's this older black dude on social media who's been going viral for his food content. His content is pretty much him just pulling, the bone out the ribs and showing how tender the ribs actually are. Hence his nickname is Tendernism. Well, they actually have an actual restaurant called the Smokehouse Destinations. And Keith Lee came to the Smokehouse Destination to do a food review. The review started off as a pretty normal Keith Lee review, but by the end of the video, Destination Smokehouse was public enemy #1. We'll get back to the video shortly, but I want to let you guys know this video is being sponsored by Kalshi. Kalshi is an app where you can make money predicting current events. I put money on what the weather is going to be every day on Kalshi. I check the weather app when I wake up. And really all I do is I look at what the highest temperature is going to be for the day. Then I go on Kalshi and place a prediction on what I think the highest temperature is going to be for the day. I'll say probably 7 out of 10 times my weather prediction hits. Sometimes it doesn't hit. But if you want to get paid by predicting weather on a daily basis, you can do so on Kalshi by clicking the link in my description and downloading the app and using code FLACCO to get $10 on your first deposit.
Me and my family are currently in Marietta, California. And this, in my opinion, is the most anticipated video I've ever done. In my hand is food from Destination Smokehouse, with the Tenderism. My whole mission today to see, in my opinion, is the food actually Tenderism, or do I just love watching Unk? Let's find out together. I got it. Let's try it and rate 1 through 10. We spent $129.77. The customer service my family said was very good. This food was quick. It only took us 10 minutes to get it. And Unk is here, but Unk walking around with 4 different security guards, which I fully understand because people probably bombarding him non-stop. So I'm gonna show you the thing I got, and we're gonna try it and rate it 1 through 10. Holiday yams, mac and cheese, coleslaw, 2 orders of Texas toast, 4 sides of barbecue sauce, and a 3-meat plate. I got a beef rib, some oxtail, and some brisket. We gonna start with what I came here for, the beef rib. I didn't touch it, I didn't do nothing. This how it came.
He goes through the food review. He gives them, a pretty great score. The food tastes amazing. But it's the end of the video that's getting a lot of controversy. So at the end of the video, Keith Lee had about $4,000 he wanted to donate to Mr. Tenderism, right? This is an older black dude, who's been making content online. He's everybody's favorite grandpa online. Keith Lee wanted to give him some money. However, when Keith Lee went to give him some money, something takes place at the restaurant that makes Keith Lee leaves without actually getting the meat or give the $4,000 tip to Mr. Tenderism.
Sweet, cinnamon, a lot of spices and flavors, 8 out of 10. For me, the standout is absolutely oxtail. But past oxtail, the standout is Unk. Not only, in my opinion, is it extremely hard to get people engaged like that, to show your true personality, to be yourself, no matter how fast things take off in the space. I don't think he intended for it to go the way it's going. I think he just wants to show his love of food and his love of what it is that he's doing. I'm personally taking $5,000 out of my own bank, and we going to say happy holidays to Unk. So, update. We could not get to Unk. Security said it was over with for the day. They said that he was filming something. I believe he was filming a podcast. We had $5,000 in cash, or $4,000 in cash that we was gonna give him a hand. They didn't take it, so we're not only gonna take this money and feed some people, but we just gonna do what we feel like we're supposed to do in the community. And as always, after this, I pray and hope that they continue to reach their target audience. God bless you. Have an amazing day. Y'all be safe.
The ending of this Keith Lee review sparked several uncomfortable conversations and think pieces The first thing piece was, oh, they too good to meet Keith Lee. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, they selfish. They not as nice and wholesome and family-oriented as they are in these videos, which, from my perspective, bro, dudes filming a podcast, Keith Lee could have waited, or he could have, you feel me? Like, if he really wanted to, he could have waited until the podcast was over. I don't know.
Like,
but the second thing is, this Keith Lee video kind of exposed something that a lot of people probably already knew. But the masses thought that this, like the smokehouse was owned by the older black guy because he's been the mascot. He's been the dude in all the videos, pulling the bone from out the ribs, taste testing it. So people thought this was his restaurant, so hence made them want to support him even harder. But the Keith Lee video exposed the fact that this restaurant, was not owned completely by this older black guy, that is actually like a Hispanic restaurant owned by a Hispanic family. They are white passing, but they're not white per se. So people kind of felt hoodwinked, and that led to think pieces. And then once you couple that with, oh, he couldn't come out the interview to meet Keith Lee, they thought, oh, older dude is being dragged to do these, interviews, and he's...
Sitcho turn. Real fast. Eat them up. Eat them up. Eat them up. Eat them up. Fuck you talking about? Look, bro. This man is sitting here doing a podcast. One, I don't know. I ain't never watched his actual content, bro. He popped up on my shit random as hell. You know how algorithms work, bro. Once you trend, bro, it's gonna push you. Once you start trending and you face your name, it's gonna push you because it helps with the internet. Like, I don't know. It helps with the engagement. So they're gonna push you. Now, I don't know if he ever came out one time in any of his videos and said, come to my shop, my place, I own it, this, that, and the third. Even if he was to be like, yeah, come down to my restaurant, whoop-de-wop, bam. Context is a thing that's always misconstrued, bro. It's misinterpreted. Quick. The simplest word placements make people think, you know what I'm saying, whatever. So, say he said something like that, like, man, come down to my restaurant, woo. Motherfuckers sit there like, take that as, he said, my restaurant. But he can be said my restaurant as, my restaurant that I work at. This is my restaurant, as in, this is where I'm at, putting this shit together. Come to my place of, you know what I'm saying, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Come to my humble abode, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he came out and tried to make it seem like he owned the place or whatever. So people trying to interpret that, I feel like that's just assumption. That's what's wrong with the internet. 2, assumptions, more assumptions. They assuming this man was acting too good to meet Keith Lee. Man, listen, don't never let no audience, no viewers, fans, supporters, nothing, bro, be the depictors of shit. I know they is the reason why we go up and we this, that, and the third, and we become who we are, but they aren't us, literally. I think that's what the world gets, like, fucked up. People let fans and supporters and viewers create a narrative. So y'all sitting here creating a narrative because this man had a job to do while he was at his job. He had another job to do. You see it, bro. Like, I put it this way real fast. He's such a known person. He has a job now. He has a name. You know what I'm saying? He has a brand. He has a face. People want to interview him, do fucking meet and greets, all types of different things. You know what I'm saying? His name is big enough to where Keith Lee like, man, I got to go see what the hype is. And Lily said the food is like that. Wasn't the food. He didn't give it a bad review or nothing. It was just some shit like that. Now people trying to interpret the man as negative. The caption of Flacco video is, this video just ruined their life. I don't feel like it did. Because if you really human, bro, you go
several things for like a business that he don't own. He's been exploited. Conversations about proper compensation began to go viral. And essentially at the end of these discussions, people began to say they don't want to support the restaurant anymore because, well, Keith Lee Exposed is not black owned and how they treated Keith.
One more thing. There was a lady. She was working at Chick-fil-A or something. She was working at a fast food restaurant. She started getting on the internet promoting their food on her TikTok. All they new releases, limited time, items, whatever just dropped and came out. She was dropping that. She was literally going on TikTok, presenting it, showing it, and explaining it, giving a description, and speaking highly on it. She literally came out and spoke about it later because she ended up getting fired from Chick-fil-A for doing this. They didn't like that she was doing this for some reason. She got fired. Somebody made a GoFundMe, raised hella money for her. I think she got her own restaurant and shit now. You know what I'm saying? But whole moral of what I'm saying is people do what they do because they do what they do when they want to do it. It ain't always about someone exploiting you or forcing you. Sometimes you just one of them people who think outside the box and you go big or go home. And we in a time where social media is a motherfucker, so I don't see why like not use it. You know what I'm saying?
Monday.com, the opposite of any work platform we tried in the past. We tried other work management platforms, not.
Finding out that Tendernism destination was not black owned was not on my bingo card in 2025. Especially people that talk about, well, me, as somebody that talks about generational trauma.
Generational trauma because you think this man got a job is crazy. Yo, black folks like this will talk you out of a good situation, bro. Don't listen to him, man.
And reparations. For everybody saying, I don't see the problem with it. The fact that this man was able to grow a business is exactly what slaves did in this country. We picked cotton, we made the US billions, and then they gave us our freedom.
These people are ridiculous, man. Comparing a 9-to-5 to slavery. First off, you don't even understand the framework of their working relationship. But let's just say he did have a 9-to-5. Don't listen to unemployed people online. They would have you crashing out and making bad life decisions. So let me get this straight. This dude, if he is a 9-to-5 employee, was a 9-to-5 employee before he came on the internet. Was a 9-to-5 employee before y'all knew who he was. Was they taking advantage of him when they was paying his salary and paying him to work and giving him a job before he became internet famous? Was it exploitation then? But it's exploitation because he's online working for the business and promoting it. I don't feel like this is exploitation at all. I feel if he proved his worth, then you come to the table and you ask for equity where it is. But to say, because he's not the owner 100%, the owner 100% is not his business 100%, that they are exploiting him is crazy. Where was y'all at when he needed a job? And
I was going to say this. You always quick to try to break ourselves, like I said. Bro, when we could uplift. So, if y'all hear that, instead of getting on the internet talking about this was not on my bingo card. Bro, that shit shouldn't been that serious for it to been on nothing. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, it's a grown ass man, bro, promoting food that he either works around or he cooks. It's that simple, bro, and he's just promoting it, bro. That's all. So, my whole thing is, if he is an actual cook and he actually can make these ribs and shit like that himself, and y'all find out that he's working for another company, and whole time he doesn't own what he's showing. He owns the content he's making, but he doesn't own the food that he's presenting. It's not his, you know what I'm saying? It's the restaurant's. If y'all feel some type of way, then support him more. Like, oh, damn, it's not his? But whole time he promoting that, he bringing more business to the point he making us want to come eat, and it's not even a black-owned business. Well, look, we need to find a way to help Unc on his own establishment and get his own establishment so we can support a black-owned business. Simple as that, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
He could have found a better job than this. He would have had a better job than this before the internet. But the fact that he didn't, these were the people who took care of him before y'all knew who he was. But now y'all found out who he was. Now y'all want to give y'all 3 cents and have him turn on the people who had his back before anyone of you guys knew who he was. Y'all are out of y'all minds. Y'all are literally insane.
And now we're still fighting for reparations in 2025, while every other nationality that has ever been wronged in this country has pretty much received some type of reparation. If this man does not get his own business, I will know that this is set up by design, because I'm not trying to be rude. Other than owning the business permit and being a...
Who has gotten reparations? The Africans come here, they finesse visa, and they scam. I'm not saying this in a negative way. Like, I don't care what people do. Like, America is full of bullshit and it scams us anyway. But they come here and they scam. That's why you can think they getting reprimanded or, reparated or whatever the word is. You feel me? I'm not illiterate. It's just. But whole time it's like, bro, no. They come here and they know America itself has a lot of money, but it's a finesse and it's a scam itself. So they come here and they scam. The Somalians up here in Minnesota right now, you see us all over CNN and all types of shit. Nigga, we trending because the Somalians, nigga, getting scammed for billions of dollars. Hundreds of millions, damn near billions. You know what I'm saying? The Asians, they come here. They establish, they work. They get their visa, they work, start off in low budget ass jobs and work their way up to actual position jobs, bro. They go work in real offices. They be working in car dealerships. They be working in fucking high level retail places. They be, you feel me? They go for actual real jobs that could bring them some type of money, some decent pay, and they actually go to work every single day of the week. Us black people, we tired. I feel it. We tired as hell, so we don't want to keep working. We want handouts now. We like, bro, fuck all this. But that's why other races is beating us still, even the Hispanics. ICE was really directed at first, looking at their target tip. It's an immigration situation in general now, for real, and that's what it's really supposed to have been. But when Trump was in office the first time, bro, he damn near was directly only after Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all of this, like, you know what I'm saying, trying to talk about reparations, they not getting reparated. Nigga, you go to any business right now, fast food or whatever, bro, especially up here, most of the Hispanics, bro, are working it, running it, on a part of it, something. They got their whole family in there, something, bro. Popeyes, Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, etc., bro. Hispanics. On top of doing the construction jobs, motherfucking electric jobs, the heavy labor jobs, they do all of that, bro. They be working, and they work as a unit, and they combine their money, and they do shit. We ain't doing none of that. We don't want to do none of that. We feel like we tired. Nigga, we done been taken advantage of for long enough, everything. We feel like, man, fuck all that work, and it's time for them to just pay us back. But, bro, that probably ain't gonna happen. Probably never will happen, for real. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna lose. We gonna continue to fall to these other races because they're gonna continue to formulate, work, and build, and we're gonna continue to be like, man, I'm tired of this shit, bro. Give me some money. We deserve this, we deserve that. They would feel like they deserve this, that, and too, but guess what they gonna do? They gonna wake up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the fucking morning and go work a 10, 12-hour shift every day.
Renter of that building, what does the owner do? I didn't even know there was a different nationality in that building as far as ownership or who could be working on something.
So mad.
So part about giving black people equity back is allowing them to have money and investments in things. And if all that man has is a job, I'm not okay with this at all.
They did an interview with Willie D so they could speak on everything, including whether or not he's an employee or an owner, as well as the Keith Lee situation. And I'll be real, bro. Hearing these people kind of speak on this really made me feel bad for them, bro. Because at the end of the day, man, they just running a business, okay? And if Keith Lee showed up unexpected, if Keith Lee showed up when they wasn't really expecting him, is it like their obligation to treat Keith Lee better than they would treat anybody else and stop the podcast they've had scheduled, I would assume, for a while now, and then leave the podcast to go cater to Keith Lee? No, because they wouldn't do it for anybody else, right? But because of that, they're now getting more hate than I think they've ever expected in life.
So really solid. We were like 3 weeks out from planning it, and a lot of hiccups happened. We were so late in the day, but when we were doing it, we were just totally locked in. So I found out at the end of it was only 30 minutes too. It was a 30-minute podcast. Mm-hmm. So at the end, our head of security / host, Josh, came over. He's like, hey, Nick, man, it's like some guy came and he was trying to meet Walt to give him a $5,000 tip. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird, because we've had like streamers come in, trying to like come in and get weird content. So we love the exposure, but we don't need weird exposure. So he took it and he didn't know. That was another shocking thing. Me, my friend Walter French, who's off camera, and then one lady who was working that day are the only 3 people in the restaurant who knew who he was. And I was in shock. I didn't even know it was Keith Lee until like 15 minutes after I heard about the tip. So as soon as I got the idea, I started messaging him, and I went out into the parking lot trying to find him. I was hoping he was going to be at our restaurant when we were in Hemet in our original location. I know who he is. I'm a food guy, and I'm on the internet all the time. I do all our social media, so I'm well aware. And it would have been a great boost to us in Hemet, you know? I figured he just never came because the level that we're at now, he likes to help out businesses that need more exposure, you know? So, but I would have been, if I would have known he was here, I would have probably asked Edie to stop for a few seconds so we could go over there. That's what I would have done.
This dude don't really strike me as like as a colonizer, if that makes sense, right? Like you could.
I dare you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce store preloaded with 20 hand.
Yo, you could smell the colonizer blood and the spirit in somebody, but this ain't no colonizer, bro. Like this, this is not a dude that I would say is like a mean-spirited human being. Right now, he a little clout thirsty, right? He a little clout demon, but like he's not a mean-spirited individual from my perspective. But yeah, I don't believe that they should have treated Keith Lee any differently. But if y'all had a podcast going on, stopping the podcast with any means to go ahead and talk to Keith Lee when you already had him there, no, that's disrespectful. Finish up your podcast and then go talk to Keith Lee if Keith Lee is still there. But apparently Keith Lee being unwilling to really respond back or link back up with them or have any type of conversations kind of shows that Keith Lee is salty that they couldn't link up with him, and he's still kind of mad at him, which I don't know why, right? Yo, if they were filming a podcast, they were filming a podcast. Why are you upset at these people for filming a podcast, right? So they addressed the fact that, now after they got done with Keith Lee, they addressed the old man is being taken advantage of narrative, and here's what they had to say. The first person who actually brought it up was actually the old man before anybody asked about it.
And then we talk about this here, because just misunderstand, it's 2026. We gonna clear everything. Now, and back, I want to let y'all know something. I lived too long, somebody taking advantage of me. That part of taking advantage of me, there's a lot of things people can do in life. That's not something we do here at Destination. This is one in the nation.
Yes, sir.
I remember just like the same 2 people on this podcast right now, is the same 2 people know something about Destination. But see, the media just get off and run with the negative stuff, and I tell him all the time, don't be feeding into that negativity, because that ain't nothing, that's just somebody trying to push, divide and conquer.
People want to know, like, Walt, you're doing so much to help this brand, do Walter have, ownership or equity in a Destination Smokehouse? Is that something that you can share?
Everybody's business ain't nobody's business. But this is how I put it. I'm telling you that. It's because it's my business. If whatever, it's Nick's business. That sharing your business, all of this here, we just have Destination One in the nation. We on one kick. I can't get on sharing personal, how much money or this and that. I'm letting, okay, we cut this dude to chase. He's not taking advantage of me. We're going to be here until the end.
And as far as ownership goes, as much as I'll say, because I'm going to respect Walt's privacy, Walt is definitely a part of this business. He is not an employee. I would be safe to say that the finances that we have both been able to increase into our bank account since we've been here has been something great for both of us. But talking numbers, talking any of that, I just don't think that's professional. I mean, we're not professional athletes where our agents are putting our contracts out there.
From what I gather from that, it looks like, right, they gave the old man some equity in the company. The old man don't look like no dummy either. But what I would say, man, my only advice to the old man, when you start talking to bosses, because I'm sure they probably own more equity than him, so they are still his boss. When you start talking to your bosses like, oh, we in this together until the end, oh, this is forever, this is never ending, that's usually when the exploitation starts. You
Hey, that nigga is not wrong, bro. Flacco is not wrong, bro. You don't never in your life as a black man dedicate your life and your loyal, like, okay, this gonna sound so racist, bro. So excuse me, internet, excuse me, YouTube, excuse me, viewers, everything. I'm not coming off in like that type of way, but like, bro, I gotta say it. I gotta be honest. As a black man, bro, you don't ever offer your whole self to no white partner, bro. I'm just gonna say it just like that, bro. You don't never. Because at some point, they're gonna try to overstep you super. And depending on how you come into it, we just gonna use his example, so I ain't trying to overtalk. If you come into it like him when you already underneath somebody or that person, and then you start bringing certain things to the table to where they like, okay, they give you a piece of the pie, finally, and then you feeling good enough and confident off that to where you like, man, like, you know, I already been here as long as I've been here, whoopty wah bam, da 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 da, like we in this until the end, like shit. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm explaining why real quick. When you a loyal person, you a loyal person. Not all people, you feel me, are bad people just because of their color or their demographic or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So these people could actually stay genuine to him until the end, depending, cause like, you know, he could be a person who, you know, that was probably a place that gave him a chance where nowhere else would, and rather they knew it or didn't know it or whatever, he probably expressed it, never expressed it, whatever, but it could be anything tied to that background that we don't know, so we can't really judge it like that, you know, but it's still always like, bro, you got to be safe saying shit like that, because they'll get to a point where they be like, all right, I don't want to do it, but I got to do it. I'm finna have to go tell him, like, I need him to do this. Like, you have to do this now. Like, I need you to be on the internet posting every day. I need you to this, that, and the third. I need you to do podcasts. I need you to do this. It's no longer the situation of you build it and you do it how you do it. Now it's a get to a point, motherfucker, like, oh, I love it. I still love what it's bringing. Yeah, I need you to keep doing that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
you don't want to have that language, bro. Right? Especially with a boss, right? Especially in the workplace, right? Understand this. It's never personal. The minute these folks begin to understand that they could save a little more money or make a little more money with you not being in the picture, you will be out the picture. So understand, I want you to understand that. But for the most part, they have been good to you. They've employed you. You've done well. Now you own equity, right? Like, you know, have loyalty and have principles and integrity, but don't start talking about, oh, this is until the end. It's almost never until the end. It almost always have an expiration date when doing business. Okay, but let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, bro? I don't like how these people are treating these people, bro, just because they didn't stop everything they're doing to cater to Keith Lee. Nah, I don't like that, bro. Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think, man? And you know, if you're still watching this video and want to watch another good video, then
man, I ain't got shit to say for real, because, like, you know, I just spoke a lot in this shit, you know what I mean? I'm just happy to be able to do my shit again, my damn OBS, bro, I swear. I'm already fuck, but, hey, like I said, if y'all wanna do something about it, then do something about it. That simple. Make a GoFundMe, get people to start throwing some funds in that motherfucker, help this nigga start off with a fucking side cart, you know what I'm saying, or like a mobile kitchen. My fault, weed punching, but you feel me? Something getting on some wheels to start off first. Something, it ain't gotta be something. It ain't gotta be a restaurant instantaneous. You know what I'm saying? It could be something he can mobilize and be wherever. And Tendernism, he can go on the Tendernism tour. Help him. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all feel some type of way about it. This is what our problem be, bro. We don't want to sit there and do nothing about nothing for each other and ourselves, because everyone is fucking selfish. Everyone always want to talk about something, but don't nobody never want to do nothing about nothing. We always want somebody else to do something about something. We just want to talk and say something. We always want to judge it. Put your hands in it or be quiet, because you ain't the one that got to stand in it. Bro.
Higher than a bitch, I'm off the oil, they don't get it. Running up my money, I'm getting my money. I'm talking about chicken, her little bitch be talking that shit, but her time told that bitch to listen.